Hi, I'm Dr. Ellie Cannon. I'm a GP and a health writer, and I'm going to talk to you today about how to relieve sinus pressure. Your sinuses are air-filled spaces in your cheekbones here and also in your forehead over here. And people get sinus pressure most commonly after a cold or some other sort of upper respiratory infection. And sinus pressure really feels like congestion within the head and also gives people a headache that typically is worse when people bend forward and you feel the headache across the forehead. Generally speaking, for sinusitis and sinus pressure, you do not need antibiotics, and there are some things you can do yourself at home in order to relieve the feeling of sinus pressure. Steam inhalation is a very good way to relieve sinus pressure. The easiest way to do this is actually to have a hot steamy shower and to inhale the steam while you're in the shower in order to break up the mucus that's in the sinuses and to relieve the pressure. Another way of using steam to relieve sinus pressure is to make your own steaming bowl. What you do is you take an ordinary mixing bowl and half fill it with boiling water from the kettle. You then use a towel to create a tent over the bowl and you lean inside the towel well above the hot water and inhale the steam. Normally people can do this for about 10 to 15 minutes, but obviously stop if you're feeling too hot or finding it difficult to breathe. Some people add eucalyptus oil to the water because that is known to break down mucus and can help to relieve the sinus pressure. Steam inhalation is recommended by GPs to relieve sinus pressure, and although it seems very simple, it's actually very, very good, and you can do that 3 times a day when you're suffering with sinusitis. You can buy decongestants over the counter for when you have sinusitis, and they normally are nasal sprays. You must never use a decongestant for longer than 5 days because actually they can go on to cause congestion if you use them for too long. Dry air is very bad for sinus pressure, and it can actually increase the pain that people feel when they have sinusitis. So if you're working in an air-conditioned office or if you have the central heating on a lot, you will notice that your sinus pressure worsens. Some people find using a humidifier to moisten the air can help to relieve sinus pressure. And a simple way to humidify air is to place a wet towel on a hot radiator, which moistens the air as it rises from the radiator. Finally, don't forget with sinus pressure that you can take a simple painkiller. Something such as ibuprofen or paracetamol can relieve the pain of sinusitis. And that is how to relieve sinus pressure. Remember, steam inhalation is a really effective way to do it.